Hey everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today on Sandswept Journeys, we're going to cover awning maintenance. We have the Zip Dee Awnings on our Airstream International, and the Relax awning it's a little maintenance intensive. You have to keep after it. If you're full-time like us, I try to do it at least once a month, and depending on the conditions, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little bit less. But for the most part, it's about a once a month deal. Now, I'm going to cover the products we use. I'm not sponsored by any of these products by any means, but this is what we use. This just happens to be the brand that I have today because this is what I was able to find on the road. And the two items that I do use very regular though are right here, Simple Green and Aero Cosmetics Wash and Wax. I'm going to cover how I use them and why I like these two products. I'm also going to cover a new product that I have. Again, not sponsored, paid good money for this, but it's the No Locks oil. And this is the precision applicator, and it's great for getting into those tight little spaces, so I'm not just spraying lubricant everywhere. So I'm going to cover how we use all these products and what you're going to need. You definitely need a couple of rags. You're going to need a ladder. You're going to need a source of water, because when I put the Simple Green on, I like to wipe it off with water before I go to the next step. And this can all be done in very short order. It takes maybe 30-40 minutes to do the whole trailer if you're really taking your time. I can do it in about 20 minutes and get everything done. I do like to cycle the awning up and down a few times, make sure I tilt the front and the back of the 12-volt Relax awning. Inside joke, we call that the Don't Relax awning because they can be temperamental. So this new product, the No Locks Precision Lube, it's made a big difference in our awnings. We put it at all of the hinge points and on the pull down awnings where they rotate, and they're not squeaky. They roll nice and really free, and it's just not messy like it used to be with the spray. Great product. Again, not sponsored by them, but the good people over there at No Locks, go check them out. Still a great product. So you're going to use white lithium grease on the insides of the Relax awning, the arms that extend. There's a little hole in there. We're going to cover that. Short little burst in there covers that one. The silicone you're going to use on all the moving parts that are external. And we're going to cover that as well. Simple Green, I use that to clean the arms, get all the road grime and everything off of them, and then I wipe that off with a damp rag after I've cleaned them, and then I go to the wash and wax just to get a little protective coating on there. It makes them easier to clean the next time. So I'm going to get set up and we're going to cover all of those. Okay, so this is our front arm. As you can see, got a lot of bugs on here. Get all the way down here at the bottom, you can really see a lot of dust and dirt and grime. So we're going to use Simple Green. We're going to get that all off of there. I'm also going to come up and I'm going to clean these arms here going up. Same thing up here. Lots of bugs and grime. I'm going to get all that off with Simple Green. Wipe it all down good, and then we're going to come back with the lubricant. Simple Green, simply spray it on. Let it soak in just for a second. When I put it up here, I like to hold the rag underneath just to make sure it doesn't get down too far, because I don't want to get all the lubricant off the bottom that's concealed. And there again, just let that soak for a second and then come back and wipe it off. All those bugs and stuff will come right off. If they're really stuck on there hard, you can get a soft brush, but I found this does a great job. They just tend to wipe off. With very little effort because of the coating I put on of the wash and wax. Again, I'm 6'2". I can reach this. You might need a step stool. After that, I switch out from the dry rag to a wet one just to get the Simple Green off. And again, not soaked, just damp, just enough to get that coating, A simple green off. So there's no residue. We don't want to trap any residue in there. And just like that, that arm is clean. Now we're going to come back and we're going to lubricate it. So when you're looking at your awning arm on your 12-volt relax awning, you're looking for this little hole right here, and that's where you're going to put the nozzle for the white lithium grease. You don't need to put a ton of it in there, just maybe a second of spray, if that, just enough to coat it. And then once you're done, you're going to run the awning up and down and make sure all that lubricant gets put into that motor really well. Down here, the hinge points, we're going to use some different kind of lubricant. I'm going to cover that in just a minute. The other thing we're going to do is on this surface here, we're going to put silicone all the way up to this bend right here. And we're going to wipe it off. We're going to do a nice coating, wipe it off, and that's going to protect and lubricate this as it slides in and out of the arm right here. Okay. The other thing we're going to do is a stabilizing strut up here. These are gas struts, and this needs to also be cleaned and lubricated. So from this point here, we're going to clean this shaft all the way back with silicone, and then we're going to get a clean rag and we're going to put a nice clean coating of silicone on there. And you have two of these on the awning. Obviously you have another one over there and the other arm. I'm just going to repeat the process over there on those. After I'm done with that, we're going to come back over here and we are going to put our wash and wax quick detailer on this arm and the other one, just to make it easier to clean the next time. So I'm going to go ahead and start that process. So there was a big machine running in the background and there's no way I could edit it out. So I'm doing a voiceover for the next few sections. I'm using white lithium here, and this one has a straw built onto it. If you don't have a straw built onto it, just add the little straw that comes with it. You simply put it in this little hole right here that I showed you earlier, and you put a 1-second burst, and that's it. That's all the white lithium you need. Okay, so now we are using some silicone. I'm going to put the silicone on the paper towel. If you spray it, it just kind of goes everywhere. This way you can control it. It's a lot easier, a lot cleaner. Get yourself a nice coating on the paper towel and then just start wiping it on. And as you wipe this on, you're going to get a little bit of dirt off, not as much as you would think because you already cleaned this pretty well with some simple green. And most of this stays inside the arm when you're traveling, so it doesn't get as dirty, but a little comes off. And that's pretty much it. You've already cleaned it and lubricated it. So I also like to go through here and put a little bit into where the arm slides into the motorized arm, and just to let it sink in a little bit. A little bit gets on the outside. You always have to clean it off, but I think it helps, and it puts a little bit of more of the silicone lubricant inside. Here's the knuckle for the stabilizer arm. These do not rotate very much, but you do have to lubricate them. And I'm using the Nolox precision lubricator. It works great for this. It doesn't go uphill, so you got to do it from the top. Just put enough on there, a few drops, and let it kind of work its way around in there. And you're just focusing on that one pin right there. That's where the whole thing kind of pivots in that little knuckle. And this is just something that I do. I don't know if everybody does it. I just like to make sure it's lubricated. So these are your gas struts. Your gas struts need to be cleaned, and these things are expensive, so you want to take care of them. Again, spray some on the paper towel and wipe it down good. You might have to do a couple of wipes on this to get it off for whatever reason. These get dirty, and I mean, they hold a lot of dirt. I'm going to show you here. So there you have it. I mean, there's a ton of dirt on these things. So I wipe it off, and then I switch paper towels and put a little bit more lubricant back on them. It's not super hard. Again, you're going to need a ladder to get up here. You just need to be diligent, make sure you're cleaning them really well and keeping them well lubricated. Again, these gas struts are expensive. If you ever have to replace one, it's going to be not only labor intensive, but it's going to be expensive. So take care of them. So now I've got the Aero Cosmetics Wash and Wax, and I love this stuff. I use it on my truck. I use it everywhere. We're going to just put a little bit on this arm. We're going to wipe it off. It's really easy to use, and it's literally a wipe on and wipe off process. You don't need a ton of it. You just give yourself a nice little misting, and then just simply apply it. Wipe it a few times up and down the arm. Make sure you're going all the way around, and give it just a few seconds to dry, and then you just wipe it off, and it's one continuous thing. It's really just that easy. There's not a whole lot to it. I also like to make sure that I'm doing the hinge plates on the trailer as well, and get a little bit on there, because there again, this just keeps the bugs from sticking and makes it a lot easier to clean. So now we're going to go ahead and lubricate this. Again, here comes that no locks. And we're just going to put a few drops right on this pin inside the hinge plate right here. And just a few drops on each side, and you're good to go. And that thing is done. So now we're at the back of the trailer, and we are going to do the rear awning. This awning is held up by little arms, and you simply put your oil on the arms, on the rotating points of the arms, a couple of drops on each side, and go down to the arms, up to the base, and a couple of drops on each side of there, just like that. A couple on the other side, and that's pretty much done. Remember, you're going to want to cycle this up and down. So here's the big awning on the utility side, and we're going to just repeat that process here. We're going to put a couple of drops up here on the top of the arm, and a couple more drops down here on the bottom, just like that. You don't need a lot of it. And then we're going to repeat that down, way down on the other end, on the other side of that awning right there. So another point that you have to inspect pretty regularly is this strap. This is the strap that holds the awning in the open position. Okay. It also allows you to pull it open and retract it. This loop down here is what really holds it down. So you want to check it, make sure the stitching is in good shape, it's not wearing, and that it's just in good shape. And that's pretty much it. You're going to inspect all the fabric and make sure there's no tears, make sure everything's nice and tight and clean. And again, you want to rotate these things in and out, opening and closing them, just to distribute that lubricant, all the way through all those hinge points. So let's cover the lubricants that I like to carry and how I like to carry them. Obviously, the old standby WD-40 cleans, lubricates, protects, just a good one. I like white lithium grease. I use this on my trailer ball and a couple other places, but mostly just for my trailer ball. Doesn't take a lot. Of course, we already covered the no locks. I love this stuff. I just started using it. Highly recommend it. Use it on the door. I highly recommend it. Use it on the door. I use it on the steps. Use it on a bunch of different pinch points in the Airstream, and it just works great. Dielectric grease, self-explanatory on all your electrical connections. We already covered the silicone and the white lithium, but I also carry this. This is a graphite dry lube that I like to put on the parts of our stabilizer jacks that spin on the screw parts. It dries nice and dry, and it doesn't collect a lot of dirt, which is I really appreciate that, because it keeps them nice and clean, but it also keeps them well lubricated. And this stuff really works good. Again, not sponsored by any of these products. It's something that I like. I like to keep all of these in a 50 cal plastic box. What I like about this is it does have a rubber seal in here. This is just one from Harbor Freight. All of my stuff fits in here, and I don't really have to go to any trouble to store it. I know it's secure, and everything is nice and contained. Should I have a leak with any one of these products, it's going to stay in this box, and I don't have to worry about it. So what I use and how I store it. And hey, that's awning maintenance and how we do it. So I hope you enjoyed this video and got something out of it. And as always, throw us a like, throw us a subscribe. It really helps us out. We really appreciate you guys watching. So we'll see you down the road. And remember, it's all about that journey.